guys, what's going on? F by my pawn here. I honestly don't know how far we're at. I'm just kind of winging this stream to see how things go. Let me actually check to make sure everything's working, because I haven't done like a recheck on everything. So I think Kick is working. I don't know if Twitch is. That's the thing. So give me a moment to deal with this. There we go. There is...
Bro, you can't be doing that. You gotta leave at least.
Okay, there is some audio, obviously. Okay. Let me log into... Oh. Okay, I can't use my username for Twitch, apparently. That's weird, but okay. God, it's been a while. Yeah, no, welcome back, I suppose. It's been a long time. You guys can't see this, can you? I don't think you can. Yeah, no, all you can see is the, V Rising screen, which we're gonna be playing in a bit. I'm just, checking to make sure everything is, in working order to some extent. Because, yeah, no, it's been a long time since I, got back into things. Okay, it seems like, V Rising is working on Twitch. That's good. That means one of the two things are working. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can't quickly log into Kick. Okay, log in. One moment. I just need to log into the authenticator.
Okay.
Okay, it appears that we've got some RuneScape going on in the background. I hope you don't mind. Let's see. I really should have set this up beforehand, but whatever. I couldn't give a butt about it.
Problem with
Okay,
myself, so
let's see.
that's kind of what it was, but
There we go.
gone to your
Done. That is... Oh. Let me see. There we go. That should work.
Right.
And it doesn't seem to be working as intended.
This is not smart. So look at this guy. He wants me to
My
die.
authenticator should be working. Hold on. Let me actually just check my channel. Hold on. Okay, yeah, no, it is live. Okay. I'm just gonna trust that it is live and just wing it. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's just... We'll deal with the consequences later. I'm gonna have to log in later anyways, so... Yeah, you can tell the stream's scuffed as shit. Alright, can't ya? Oh, whatever. Yeah, I have no idea what happened last time. All I know is that Summertime Sufferage is a very well, it's a very sunlight-heavy game. So we basically run on a time limit every time we go out. So we either rely on shade a lot, or we have to use certain things to mitigate the dangers of the sun. Regardless, let's get back into things. This save game is from a previous version of V Rising. Loading it will launch the previous version of V Rising and will not include any features or DLC. Introduction to the 1.1 update. You know what? How about we make Summertime Suffrage, but we go for a second series? Alright, so we're going to make a new game. We're going to go private game per usual. Stick to the brutal aspect of things because I want the new content. Because there is a new development going on in V Rising, so that'll be fun. But yeah, we'll stick to the brutal version because I want to suffer. If it wasn't obvious. And Summertime Suffrage 2, Electric Boogaloo. There we go. I don't really need a password for... Oh. There we go. That should do it. Alright. Oh, and it crashed. Oh god, this is so scuffed. I don't even think I inputted the settings, so it wouldn't have been a good idea to start it anyway, so let's just get back into the game and just see if I can't get this working. One moment. Well, I needed to do it again anyway, so. Okay. Private. Okay, brutal game settings. Let's see. Inventory stack multipliers. Actually, let's see. I should have a setup. Oh, I could also set up specific locations. No, I'm not going to do that. Alright. We want bloodhound equipment. We do not want teleport-bound items. Bat-bound items, stay there. Yep. Okay, day length. Increase that to very long. Daytime length is going to be Swedish Summer, as per the name of Summertime Suffrage. Inventory stack multipliers. I think we just crank that up to 3. Loot multipliers, no. We want to keep all this multipliers stable as a 1. Because we don't want to increase them any higher than they already are. Durability loss multiplier, keep it as is. Same for the health, resource yield. Well, actually, yeah, no, keep it as normal. No need to give it any further than we've already done. Clock multiplier, cost multiplier, yeah, no, keep everything normal there. PvP, it doesn't really matter because we're not going into a PvP zone. Decay rate stays essentially normal. Castle Heart limitation, we can actually scale that up to 5 because we may as well just have as many castles as possible. Blood essence drain rates. Yeah, no, we just keep it at 1. Castle relocation cooldown. I mean, I could just increase the blood drain rate to a significant degree, as well as bump up the decay rate. But nah, no need to. Alright, so 800. Let's make this 600. 400. And 200. And we'll just make that 100 for the last one. There we go. So, the higher level of a Castle Heart we get, the better. For servant limits, we're going to go 10, 5. Actually, 16, 8, 4, 2. There we go. That'll be the limits of our castle hearts and all that. So the higher we get, the better. Castle Heart 4 is preferably ideal because it gives you double the amount. Then again, it doubles every single time, so... Permanent nest limitations, we'll leave that as is. Same for tomb limitations. Prison cell limitations, we'll just escalate that up to 50. Well, let's make that 20. There's no need to have so many prison cells that it's going to be a pain in the butt. Lockbox limitation, always keep that at 1. Summoning circles, same as 1. Arena station limitation. I have no idea what that's going to do for me, so no point worrying about it. Build cost, crafting cost, crafting rate, refinement rate, and servant convert rate. Keep all that at 1. And progression, we just have starting equipment, resources, and level. Alright. Alright, here's the Summertime Sufferage rule set. There we go. Save that. And let's try again. Let's do this. Hopefully. Okay, please don't crash. And it crashed. At least we got the mode set up now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end stream so I can actually download this real quick. Because I think streaming has prevented me from actually doing that. So I will be back in a short while, and we will be back shortly. See you in a bit. Okay. I'm sorry that took so long, but yeah, no, I had to run this as administrator, apparently. Well, that, and I had to reinstall the entire game, but that's fine. That's a small price to pay in order to get this to work. It's now past the normal loading stage, so that's a good thing, I suppose? At the very least, once it's up and ready, it won't be causing too much trouble, so I'll just let it preload like that, and there you go. For those who haven't watched, I'll let things go.
This was ours. We ruled this land. We owned the night. But man rose up against us. We were overthrown. For centuries, hidden away in darkness. Tortured by thirst. Choking down dust. Starving. Until now, our hunt begins again.
Alright, here we are, back in V Rising. And this time, we have some new changes. Of course, we're going to be restarting Summertime Sufferage. That's an unfortunate thing about it, but that's just how it goes. I kind of like this look. Kind of weird, but goes well. I particularly like this look, actually. It's kind of fun. Okay. Got no eyebrows, but I think that works in his favor. I think we go with this look, particularly. Yeah, we'll go with that look. Hair, I kind of like what it's going for right now, so we'll just darken it a bit. Features. Yeah, I kind of like the beard. Accessories. I think we've stuck... I think we've hit the lottery, put simply. Yeah, let's go with this build. Alright. You know what? I kind of like Poe. All right, we've got Poe the vampire now. Let's do this. It's time to get to work.
I rise.
God, it's been a while since I've last played. Let's see. I think I remember everything. Shift to jump over things, yeah. Right click to... Well, yeah, no, right click to attack, left click to turn the camera. We need to make sure we're getting some supplies here. Bones would help. Wood will certainly assist as well. Base to dodge. Pretty simple stuff. We'll leave the crypt, get some bones, and we'll get going from there. We're gonna need to build some gear after all. We'll cut some trees here while we're at it. We'll cut this tree down at least. Even though we need axes to get some better results, but whatever. There we go, that should be enough. We don't need any, we don't need that much supplies starting out. We just need the bare essentials. We are going to need bones, obviously, to get us started. But we can deal with that by dealing with these skeletons. There we go. And by dealing with these grays, we can actually get some wood to start out with.
Yet another accomplishment.
Alright. If we hit tab, we get into crafting. Pretty simple stuff. We're gonna need some, we're gonna need that bone sword to start out with. This will at least make our life significantly easier. But we are gonna need more bones. Pick up the rats, because that's gonna be our food source for a bit. We can pop these open to get supplies, so that's going to be good. Alright. Go into crafting. We can make ourselves a bone ring. This is going to help our casting stat. And that's just automatically going to go into spot. We'll grab the rats, because those are obviously going to be useful. Alright. Alright, we claim, we get a new spell slot. There we go. We're alright, I'm starting to get used to it. It's been a while, but we're getting to used to it. Alright, that's a new spell slot. There we go. Hey. Alright. We can now counter using our blood rights. There we go. That gives us plenty of time to counter. Although the enemies are a bit slow as of right now. But that is to be expected. I keep forgetting that tab is how we access inventory. So that's perfectly fine. Alright. It shouldn't be too hard to get used to everything. It's been a while, but it's not to the point where I've forgotten the instincts that come with playing this game. That said, we are going to have to be ready. Let's see, can we craft anything more? I don't think we can. We can only craft one ring among the lot, but that's to be expected. I think we started in West Farbane Woods last time. So we'll go back to East Farbane. Alright, there we go. We got Bone Guard
Recognize my
vestments.
power.
So we're just going to make those. We are going to need Rugged Hide for the hands and boots, but that's perfectly fine. In order to get that, that is going to require us to take out some enemies. Daytime. Lovely. We are going to be in for a rough time. But that is, starting now. take you out. And we'll take the blood of a creature because I believe that will mitigate the issues of sunlight just slightly. Is what I would say if it didn't... Oh, it seems like things have changed here. 9% increased maximum health and 40% increased health regeneration. Okay, so the game has changed significantly since last I checked. So, creature blood actually heals you significantly. It doesn't actually protect you against the sun. That is a 1% wolf. We don't need that. Let's see. We've got 100, so we can actually start making some gloves and boots. This will help us significantly starting out. We now get bone axes and maces. Explain that.
An achievement, to be sure.
Alright, we can now make the axe and mace. This will cover slot 2 and 3 for now. We are going to need a ranged weapon, obviously, but that will come in due time. There we go. We can now make vermin salves, which will help us a lot. We're going to make a whole bunch because we are going to need that healing. We are now going to need wood and stone. The easiest way to get stone would obviously be breaking graves. And yeah, we're now back to there we go. Got it. Alright. Cut some wood. This will cover the resources that we need. Right, and let's get our mallet to the stone here. There we go. And now we just need to drain blood essence from everybody. Okay. Alright, that's some rugged hide there. Not a lot of life essence, but it will be the start of everything. So we do need to do this much at the very least. Okay, we've managed to get to our first teleporter. This is going to be useful for when we do start eventually traveling around. Alright, rugged hide. Alright, that's a creature. There we go. Alright, I'm getting into the groove. This should be fine. Okay. I'd say 16% creature blood, but we do not have the capability to do that to break their guard and deal with them. Let's see. Gems we cannot use just yet, so that's unfortunate, but not unexpected. We should try to utilize as much of the biting mechanic as we can, because that will help us significantly starting out. Okay, we should probably slip by here. We're gonna have to kill a few more deer or wolves, because at the moment we're in a situation where we kind of need the strength. So it's just a matter of finding good spots at that point. I guess
The material is too strong.
Okay, we can't get copper yet. We're probably going to need a reinforced bone, I think, for material. We don't get those just yet, but perhaps soon. There we go. Nice, we're down to 45. We just need a little bit more. And if we can, plants like Fire Blossom are going to be helpful in the future. I think Blood Rose comes to be the most important, though, so... We'll slowly make our way through as time goes on. Okay, you got skeletons there. A skeleton priest, which we don't want to engage because it's got a skull. Soon we'll fight those enemies, but not right now. We are in a moment where we need more blood essence if we can help it. So time above all else is the most important factor here. And of course, taking out enemies. So that's an evident given. Well, an obvious given, I should say. What is this? This is a bandit camp. Perfect. We can see about trying to kill some of the bandits here. I'm not sure how well that'll go, but... Oh, that's a lot. Maybe not the best idea. And there's a lot, no less. Oh, God. There is a warrior, though. With a 44 blood. Alright, there we go. We got the castle heart.
Recognize my power.
Okay. Take your blood. 44% blood type is going to help with warrior fighting. And we get a 7.2 increase to physical attack power. And fail attacks become 30... Or deal 30 more bonus damage. And increased weapon cooldown rate. And 5% weapon skill each. Which is pretty good. For what it is. Okay, yeah, no, we gotta be very careful with that. Summertime Sufferage is not a fun ability. Or fun situation to be with. Okay, we need to toggle the build menu and build ourselves a castle heart. So we just need to decide where we're going to build. I think for this time we should go around here over to this little zone. So we need to go back here. And we're going to go with the 2 entrance area. There we go. Just hide behind the stone, because goodness knows we need it. Yeah, we're sort of, this is what we'll have to do to start out with. Just hide behind shrubbery and shade if we can. There's no really bigger alternative than this when it comes to going through the area. Right, we need to go down south here. And then we can reach the area that we were looking for. For now, our blood type will carry us. Of course, if we can, we want to find something a bit better in time. But until then, we'll just have to make do. Alright, so there is a slight lip here, so we do have the advantage of that going for us. Okay, skeletons are pretty weak here. Oh, that is a 59 creature. Hard not to say no to that. Alright, take the blood of the 59er. We'll get hurt in the process, so that's fine. There we go. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. And because of that, we've got increased movement speed and increased shapeshift speed. We've also got increased health regen, which is only going to get higher the higher quality blood we take. That's good. Right, for tier 3 blood, we need a higher percentage, though. Alright, so from here, all we do is we just take this.
My castle requires more blood.
There we go. We'll give it some blood to start off. We got 4 hours to work with. There we go.
An achievement, to be sure.
Alright, we just need to place some floors and palisades to start us off. It's not perfect, but we'll get the job done all the same. so build-wise, we just need to set up that. And I guess I'll build one here. It's not ideal, but we are
Yet
just
another
setting up the
accomplishment.
basis of this more than anything. Alright, production. We will set up a coffin here. Don't need a mist brazier just yet, but we will need to set it up for one. There we go. We've got a chest. Now we can store some stuff here. Alright, just send all that in there. There we go. Alright, so now we just need a mist brazier, which requires a bit more stone. Thankfully, that shouldn't be too hard, but obviously, stone is going to be a growing concern for us. But hey, with this, we should be able to build the mist brazier and be able to work in harsher climates. So all we do is just put that there. Ow. And with that, the mist brazier will get to work on clearing up the area
Yet another accomplishment.
of any danger anyways. We need to make a sawmill, simple workbench, and get our gear level increased. So we need to get some planks, which is required via the sawmill. So we'll start establishing that. We will need some wood to start with. Starting off, this is going to be a necessary thing. There we go. I'll eventually make myself 4 sawmills, but for now we only need 1. But we will make more, actually. So we need more wood and stone. That is going to be a given. Okay. Not bad, not bad at all. Shouldn't be too hard to get things running. 1 second. Keep forgetting that I gotta make sure I'm looking at chat. Then again, it's been a while since I've ran, so bugger it. Alright, so I just set that like so. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see chat if anybody ever talks. So that's good. I've sort of just been doing my own thing, just ignoring chat. My apologies, but it is going to be quiet for a while, I imagine. I have been gone for quite a while. Not too surprised. Okay, there we go. Let's see, how's Sawmill doing? We've got 4. I don't think that's enough. Yeah, we need 4 more planks, so we will just increase the amount of working tools here. Toss in that. Put these up. Toss that in there. Toss this in here. Alright, let's clear up some more. We're gonna obviously need more stone, but for now, wood seems to be the focal point. And yeah, naturally this is gonna take some time. I don't expect us to clear up anything anytime soon, so. But that's just the beginning of the game. That's just how it goes, isn't it? We're gonna need some more stone in a bit, I imagine, so that's gonna be a necessary thing that we'll have to do. In due time, though. Okay, that's a few trees dealt with. Now we get some stone here. Okay, there we go. I'm just wondering if I should challenge myself to not die. I don't think that's a smart move, though. I know for a fact I'm gonna die starting with the bosses, so I don't want to risk it, quite simply. Alright, we got some materials now. With that in mind, I can start taking some stuff from the sawmill here. There we go. Now, if we go into crafting, we can just set this up. And now we just use a simple workbench to reinforce our gear. We shouldn't need the spear, ideally. There we go. We are going to need more planks and stone. But until then, we can definitely do this to reinforce our armor, at the very least. There we go. Hands and boots. We are going to need some blood essence to upgrade our bone ring. That is a given. We are now at level 14 gear. We do need a hammer, but we don't have to use it to get this. It just means we get more collection out of it. But the copper will be a nice addition to have, and will allow for better upgrades in the future. That'll be good. Until then, we'll just rock the sword. We don't necessarily need a spear to carry us. But I do need to figure out what we need for the hammer, though. Let's see. We need planks and stone, so... Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to break some stone here. Shouldn't take too long, though. Planks are easy enough to get, anyways. There we go. Alright, with that, we've got our stone that we need. Nope, all we do is just get the planks, which is going quite well. And all we do is just go back here, make the mallet, that is our, well, mace, rather. And there we go. We are almost there, we just need to start making some more stuff, so what we will do is we will quickly take out the wood here, split them into twos. We will get the more wood later, but for now we should be fine. We'll leave that as is for now. And that is our home base set up for now, but we are seriously going to need to get some more material. So we need some life essence to upgrade our ring, and we're probably going to need to start making a forge in order to make more materials. So until then, we are just going to move our way across. Well, no, we need to find... Well, I guess the best course of action would be to find more bandits to take out, right? Because we managed to deal with a whole bunch of bandits before, so that'll be fine. Yeah, we'll hunt down some bandits and go from there. Alright, so in order to do that, we just go... Yep, you can either go to the one that we were at before, which should have slightly less bandits, if only by a tiny margin. Or we go after something else. Either which way should be fine. There we go. And I guess while I'm at it, I can... Oh, hello! I do not want to deal with you, if I can help it. Yeah, let's just avoid that instead of getting the copper, like I had originally planned on doing for a moment. Deal with this copper vein here. Alright, let's go up here and start taking out the bandits. Or at the very least, try to. Okay. So we're always going to have a challenge of dealing with heat. That is to be expected. So let's just start by... Here we go. Okay, there we go. There we are. Took a bit, but managed to do it in the end. The only issue is obviously, well, we can't really get some of the items. Not unless we take the risk to just march our way out. But that's a given risk I was expecting. Okay, take those out. That's fine. We don't need your money. We just need your blood. The essence is most important right now. Alright, but after that, we should be good. Alright, how is our supplies looking? We've got 35 blood essence. Not ideal, but it's enough to at least get us the rest of the way, I would imagine, for the ring. So it's a small price, but something that's necessary. We'll take out some of these enemies here. There we go. Hide and cover. And we will slowly make our way back. Hey, that's pretty good. Alright, we're doing really well here. Alright. So the pace is pretty fast, all things considering. Then again, the early game is really easy, so it's not like it's a huge ordeal. The biggest challenge is when we're going to get into blood tracking more than anything. So that'll be fun. Alright, let's get the blood ring. We can aim for copper at this point. There we go. We've managed to reach gear level 20.
An achievement, to be sure.
We can now track a blood. So if we go into V blood here, we are going to track the werewolf. This will help us travel along a bit. But before we do that, I do want to at least prep a bit more. And in order to do that, we're going to need a furnace. So we're going to have to get some stone. So that will be our first agenda. Well, the first thing on our agenda, rather. And in order to get enough stone, we're just going to have to take down these nodes here. Pretty much. Shouldn't be too hard, considering it's just right there, after all. It's more so time-consuming, if anything. Alright, there we go. So all we do here now is set up a furnace stack. We don't have enough stone for another, so we'll just have to make do with that. And we'll just toss that in. That's going to get us 7. yeah, that's gonna get us 7 for now. If we have the right floor, we can actually get more, but for now, that should be fine. Oh, it seems like the glass bottles got redesigned. That'll be cool. We are gonna need more, though, of, copper, I should say. So we should go out and get some more before we do anything else. But, yeah, no, increasing our amount of damage is gonna be vital, so getting to copper early is probably gonna be for the best bet. If only to increase our, survivability when it comes to fighting enemies. Now, I do believe that there was some copper veins that we got interrupted from collecting, thanks to a certain golem. So we're just going to quickly go over here, avoid the golem entirely, take the copper that we can here, and move on. Okay, there should be another copper node somewhere around. Is what I thought originally, but I guess not. Let's just take out whatever enemies or creatures we can. I really shouldn't sugarcoat what we're doing. We're killing a lot of animals and all that, so... naturally, we're enemies. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any immediate nodes, which is a bit of a nuisance, but that's fine. Here we go. As I was speaking about it. Okay, move over to the side that we can collect the ore with ease. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna need to get some sunlight resistance at some point. That's just gonna help us survive in the sun. Okay, grab what we can here. I suppose if I do it right, I can just handle most combats with ease. So it's really just a game of yeah, it's really just a game of cat and mouse at this point. If I can overcome these hurdles, I should be fine. But I digress. For now, let's see. Alright, we got 7. That is not enough for what we need, though, I don't think. We can aim for a copper spear. That would be a good early game weapon. It's good against creatures specifically, so yeah, no. That would be good against a werewolf that we're planning on hunting, so that might be a good idea. We could also pal it up with the Night Stalker vest, but I think the bonus max health percentage that we get from our armor currently is going to be good enough. It'll be a good start at the very least. So yeah, we just need a copper spear. That's going to take 16. I do believe that we are basically on that cusp of what we need, so we don't need to worry too much. How is our building looking for castle? Walls, we don't really have much, nor do we have enough rough stone for this. We can start making growing plots, so that might actually be a good idea. Do we have any seeds, though? We do not, which is unfortunate. But not unexpected. We'll just send in the random assortments of junk that we can't use at the moment. We can use those, can't use that. Can't use copper coins. I'll put the rest of the blood essence into the castle heart, so we, at the very least, got 14 hours to work with, rather than 4. That will at least help us quite significantly. Now we've just got to get the alpha wolf. Which shouldn't be... Well, we need to wait till we get the spear, so we'll just have to preoccupy ourselves while we wait for the ore to come in. We need 5 more, so I guess in the meantime, what we can do is we can get some wood. That'll be a good start to just keeping us busy, more than anything. The more we collect after all, the better. And wood and stone are always going to be in high demand. No matter what we do. Okay. I guess I could also get bone, but no reason to go far enough to be an issue for us. Besides, we are going to get an insane amount of wood just by taking out the wolf, so if we lure them in just the right spot, just taking them out will get us so much wood. And stone, no less. So the merits certainly outweigh what's going to happen, most likely. Okay. And it's starting to get to nighttime, so that's good. Alright. Let's see if that's enough. I imagine it would be, but let's see. We are 2 off, so we can do some more cutting. Yeah, no, we're eventually going to reach that 15 or 1.5k of wood. That's going to be really good for us. Yeah, we're going to have to do a proper organization system eventually, but that'll be in due time. I'll make a proper setup in due time. For now, I'm just more concerned about getting everything cleared up and ready to go. And that shouldn't be too hard to do. Oh, right. Did I set a height limit? I don't think I did. Damn. Whatever. I got plenty of floor room, so it's all good. Alright. Get the stone here. And this should be enough to get ourselves the spear. Or in due time it should. Grab the clay. But yeah, no, we just need... I think we're at the point where we can actually go now. Yeah, there we go. Just barely enough ore to make a simple copper spear. So once that's made, we can actually go out and deal with for the wolf. Or as it's called, alpha. Okay. And once I clear out these final bits of wood, we should be fine. Okay, now, if I'm correct, yep, we got now a spear. This is going to increase our level by a significant sum. I've got, well, you know what? It might be for the best that we just stow all of our things, or at the very least the most, well, the most storage intensive. And we're going to need to put our bones in here for now. That will maintain the amount that we've got. Alright, we are actually going to need that. I'm going to quickly make some vermin salves. Alright.
I am missing.
Just make all of those into vermin salves. No need to sugarcoat what we're doing. Put the rest of the herbs in there. Put the rest of the bone in there. And that will be it. Alright. With that, we can now make our way over to wherever, what's-his-face is. So we just need to follow the trail of blood. And we should be able to reach him pretty simply. Is what I would say if the sun wasn't a constant reminder of our inevitable pain. There we go. Okay, Wolf Den. I guess this is the place that we're looking for. Yeah, here it is. There's the guy. Okay. Okay, right. That's it. Nice try. Ow. Okay. And there we go. And as a result, we've just taken out the wolf. Pretty simply done so. Well, pretty simply so. The spear certainly did help because it does 25 increased damage, but that's a given. We've now dealt with the wolf. We've managed to get an unsullied heart for our troubles. Can't really complain. And we also get plenty of wood because of where we killed him, so... Let's take the Rogue 8 Blood. It's not ideal, but we do need to try it, so... There we go. Alright, we've got mirrors now.
Recognize my power.
That's perfect. Alright, let's see. Alright, the White Wolf is done. And now we've got the Frost Archer, Stonebreaker, and Foreman. The Frost Archer would be good because it will give us sun resistance and leather armor, so we are going to go for her. But for now, let's get back to home base. We do want to hunt during this time, because the nighttime is always going to be limited, and having such a boon to us is always going to be useful. For now, though, we just need to set ourselves up. Oh, that's good. It's paused during night. Let's deposit what we can here. We will take out those flowers in order to put in the wood. Oh, whoops. Not what I meant to do. Put in the gems. That. And I guess stone. And let's put in that. There we go. Put in the castle heart and more of the blood essence. Alright, so we need to go after the Frost Archer. Now is the perfect time to go hunting for them, so it is obviously the best time to do so. I will make it a point to get some blood rose, because that will help us in the future. If only because if we get some water skin and crush it up, we can actually get some healing, or better healing, I should say, compared to the Vermin Salve. We want to avoid the Vampire Hunter, for obvious reasons. We're actually... no, there is a warrior here, so if we can avoid the attention of the Tristan, then we should be fine. Okay, feed on the 44. There we go. Alright, let's get going. We are nearby. Okay, we're close. We hop down here. Okay, let's down a concoction. And as long as we use the spear, we should be fine. Or it is a creature blood. There we go. We got an empty water skin. That will be helpful in the future. For now, though, we should be fine. Okay. We got Brute Bloods. They got fruit. There we are. Nice. Oh, whoops. Clicked off to the side. Alright, we got a creature, and we've got a bear, which neither are going to be useful for us. Okay, we're running on a clock here, though, so we should deal with her as soon as we can. Alright, Kelly, or Keely, rather. Okay. So with Keely, we've got to be very careful with it. Ideally, we want to deal with the roaming bands, so we'll quickly deal with them. There we go. And now we can deal with her.
You've got one chance to run. It's going to get a lot more difficult in a moment.
Okay, so this spell is actually gonna... Okay. Nice try. Oh. Use the wolf to dodge. Back up there. Oh, hello. We want to avoid you as much as possible. Okay, there we go.
Freeze!
Nice try.
Freeze!
Oh god, Tristan. Okay, we want to avoid him. Thankfully we avoided Kristen. But, yeah. Okay, so, bears. Alright. Ow. Okay. Okay, heal up. Oh, nearly.
Freeze!
Okay, there we go.
This
Got
is
her.
the end.
Ah.
So be it.
I had to lock in there a bit, but we managed to do it in the end. Just had to use a vermin salve at the end there just to prevent a catastrophic. Well, that's to be expected.
New knowledge acquired.
Alright, so that's another blood type dealt with. We've now got leather armor, which is going to increase our survivability rates by a significant sum. So yeah, we get leather, we get traveler's wraps, we get a tannery, and just having the leather is going to be a good thing. We should aim for Rufus next, because he will have a crossbow, which is our first ranged weapon. That would be ideal. But we do get ourselves a cold magic. I'm going to go with Ice Nova, because that is a good replacement for the first ability. Not only does it have a cold-based area of effect, that's going to be really good for us to chill enemies, which will slow them down, make it easier to target them. Overall, just a boon. Now, depending on how close the foreman is, I might go for him. If he might be a bit too dangerous for us right now. If only because we should probably get some leather armor, just to play it safe. He is very close though, so I guess I can give it a shot. And we've got some nighttime ahead of us, so we can try it. No matter what, he's gonna be no difficult than compared to the other. So, might as well give it a shot. Alright, let's see.
You're looking a little dead. You're about to look a lot of dead.
Okay.
Start running. Think you're quick on your feet.
There we go.
You're dead on your feet.
Deal with his minions real quick. Oh. We want to avoid him.
Start running.
Alright.
Think you're quick on your feet. You're dead on your feet.
Okay. Take that. Okay, I'm slowly taking out his mooks.
You're dead on your feet. I'm gonna call you target practice.
Here we go.
Start running. You're dead on your feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you target practice.
Okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, ow.
think you're quick on your feet? Start running.
Okay.
You're dead on your feet. I'm gonna call you Target Practice.
Okay.
Start running.
There we go. Got him.
Live by the sword.
Easy.
Die by the
Easy
sword.
peasy. Just had to lock in and get him. Oh man, these bosses are difficult.
Taste of knowledge.
Well,
Recognize
it could
my
be way
power.
worse, to be fair. It is nighttime after all. It's nothing compared to the daytime battles, to be fair. If it were anything like the daytime battles, oh boy, we'd be in so much issues. You know, I completely forgot I could have looted that area. Ah, well. Forgot to loot the archer area, but no biggie. It's not like we could use much of the materials anyways. The most we could probably have used was, like, paper, and even then that's, like, later on, so... What else would we have used it for? Like, a few recipes, maybe? But that's about it. There we go. Yeah, most we would have gotten was, obviously... Yeah, most we would have gotten is, like, recipes, but even then, that's, like, subpar. Alright, we have enough time to actually skedaddle here at this point, so let's do that. Let's make our way back to home base. There we go. We'll zoom out on the world map so that way we can see what we're doing. Let's see. We've managed to get ourselves a blood spell point. The only other thing we need to do is target what's-his-face. We'll unlock that. Alright. We need to target Errol now. That'll be fun. Lydia. We are not ready to target her just yet. Although it would be fun to try and challenge her. I'm not that silly. Although, content, to be fair. Nah. It would be funny, but we are currently not in a situation where we can actually fight her just yet. Once we actually get some leather armor, maybe we'll stand a chance, but that's like a big if anything. Alright, so we've got leather. Alright, let's quick send what we can here. And we need to now construct a research bench, which is in knowledge. So we need planks and we need stone. Okay, stone, planks, we got plenty of wood. We are going to need to make some leather, so we should actually go into refinement and we should make some tanneries. So we'll make 2 tanneries here. We will split that up into halves. That way we can get all the rugged hide being made in something. We are going to need a blood press, obviously, but that will come later. Alright, knowledge-wise, research desk is perfectly good here. There we go. Now we just need to... Oh, I see. They've changed it up a little bit. So you can research specific things, and it costs a certain amount in order to learn them. So we could learn structures, which is probably the most important thing for us right now. Next best... Well... Technically, weapons and magic are the most important. It seems like they've expanded upon the magic a bit. Although, I assume that's just amulets more than anything. Armor is always going to be valuable, so that is something.
Yet another accomplishment.
We've now learned how to relocate castle hearts. but we don't need to worry about that right now. We just need to focus on upgrading. So in order to do that, we're going to need some copper and leather. So at the moment, we do not have enough material for what we're gonna do for it, but that should be easily reconciled if we deal with some copper veins. Of course, we could use that to upgrade our gear, but in order to do that, we're gonna have to actually go to the mine, which is where the next boss is actually. So that's a good enough reason to go out and get it, but not enough reason to actually pursue it, if you get what I mean. We are going to take some plant fiber out real quick. And we're just going to quickly set up a small planting zone here. Just a 5x5 plot should be good enough. Alright. We don't need anything extravagant, just enough to, we just need enough to set ourselves up. Oh, we already also got a fire blossom, that's good. There we go. Any other plants that I need to be aware of? No. But we can certainly use the blood rose brew here. And I guess while we're at it, we can set up some storage for the blood refinements. Because we are going to need to start using that in due time. For this, we just need to stick our rats in here, our tainted hearts, and our unsullied hearts. That should be enough. We are still going to need to get some copper, so thankfully it seems to be responding quite commonly here. Either that or it's just a random lucky chance here. Either which way is perfectly fine for us. All the same, we will still harvest it to get as much resources as we can here, and we should be good to go. Here we go. Now, if we can, I'd very much like to go into making another furnace, but we need stone for that. I don't think we have enough stone. Yeah, we don't. So for now, let's just quickly go gather some. We've got a few stones here that we can actually harvest from. So we'll do just that. And we're just going to wait for daytime because there is no need to worry about Errol, Stonebreaker, because he lives in a mine. So the only thing that we're going to benefit from going there is getting a ton of copper ore, which is only a boon to us, I feel. To that end, I actually am curious what the map is looking like now. Okay, so from the Farbane Woods, we have the Hallow Mountain, which I remember. Dunley Farms is where we go next. We go up to Gloomrot south and north. Well, not north, but specifically south. From there, it's a mix between going to the Hallow Mountain. Yeah, so we go Farbane Woods, Dunley Farm, Gloomrot south, Hallow Mountains, First Forest, Ruins of Mortem in between that. And we go to the Silverlight Hills, and I guess Oakvale Woodlands is the newest area, which is going to be very interesting to see. I have no idea what we're going to encounter when we go there. That's going to be new territory for me. With the update, it's included that new area, so I don't know what's going to be there, personally. So I'm looking forward to what's going on. But if it is... All I know is that it's a very spooky area. So that'll be fun to witness with you guys. I don't know if it's a... I don't know how bad it's going to be, simply, but it's going to be interesting.
I require more resources.
Okay, so we need
that.
more coarse thread, which we currently lack. I would make coarse thread, but we don't have a loom, unfortunately. So making coarse thread is kind of an impossibility, which kind of sucks. But it's not an impossibility to deal with. Vermin nest we are going to have to build in due time because we have a rat that we have to deal with. I do, at the very least, want to try making a farm using minions at some point, if only to try. Let's see. We will split our wood here, and we're going to start processing that. We will deposit whatever's left over here. We'll put the bones in here, just to make sure we're keeping our storage going. We don't need the leather right now, but we will put in the cloth, because that's going to be important later, as is the wood. That. Take these. Alright, there we go. We're going to lose out on the bonus physical power, but the HP far outweighs it. If we had the recycler, I would use it, but unfortunately we don't, so we'll just have to wait on that. But for now, it's high time that we go over to Errol the Stonebreaker and deal with his mineshaft shenanigans. Assuming they haven't changed. Because I don't know if things have changed since last I checked. Alright, off we go. At the very least, we know for a fact that we're going to be fine. Because, well, dangers aside, we're going to be... Oh, hello. You know what? We should probably deal with Alpha Wolf again. Why not? Okay. Let's deal with you so we can get a whole bunch of wood. That's the main reason why I'm doing this. Dealing with Beabloods like this to get resources, a very good tool.
I feel stronger.
So if you can get wood this way, it's just a convenient way to do so, if you don't want to go harvesting. At least that's how I view it. If you can get wood from defeating Beabloods, that's just a boon. But I digress. We don't need the wood as much as I think we need it, but it's always good to have a surplus. Especially when you're in need of it. We are going to definitely get the copper as we can get it. I do believe that there is a rare drop of a hammer. If we can get that, that's going to be very good for us. I'd like to get that if I can get helmet. But I'm not expecting much. We'll get the stone as we're going. Stone is always going to be useful. And I think we're going to need a lot of it from next stream, so... Mainly to build, but that's what stone is used for, so... Yeah. Okay, we need to go across here. There we are. Nice, we even lucked out and got an unsullied heart. That's pretty good. Okay. We'll just slip on past these. Or this armament here. And I believe we just need to get closer here, so... Oh, no, I guess we'll just go up and up here. But before that... is another copper vein. We'll go over here so that we don't burn too quickly. Alright. That is a corpse pile. We want to avoid that if we can. But, yeah, no, corpse piles, they have a lot of bone. So if you're looking for, bones and you're looking for, what is this? I forget what it's called. It's some, like, bone dust or something. I forget the specific name. I think it's called bone dust, but I could be wrong. I believe that is a good tool to have, at the very least in the early game. Although, the game could have changed, and they may have just scrapped the idea of bone dust to begin with, so that could be a, something interesting. Would be pretty awkward if we couldn't find bone dust, that's for sure. Oh, right, I completely forgot. I could have made a cloak with, the archer's recipes. Ah, well. I will make that next, because it's not as required, but it will be useful later on when I'm fighting in daytime. In fact, it's probably the most used. Well, maybe. I don't know. There we go. Grab everything there. Alright, we're almost there at our location. This is it. Perfect. Alright, so now we just gotta clear this area out. Okay, a bit too much. Okay, I'm burning up again. Ow! Okay, let's get a salve going. Okay, we managed to survive the majority of that, but good golly did that hurt. Let's cut out combats, take a salve, and that should help us heal significantly. Okay. Give it some time. The recovery will work wonders. Alright, so that will whittle down some of the enemies. Not all of them, but it will be a start. Okay. Take all that. There we go. There we are. So, aha. Now the big thing with blockers like that is you've got to deal with certain. The most annoying thing to deal with blockers is obviously just being able to hit them. The best solution to that is actually just using the area effect. So you see this Ice Nova? This will bypass the barrier that they're trying to do. which is nice. It's a convenient tool to have. That is why I went for grabbing it beforehand, and why I'm using it now. Plus, it's convenient to attack multiple targets, but that's a There we go. So far, so good on the cleaning aspect of things. Okay, I'm running low on blood, so I will need to get a blood type soon. Anything will be fine, really. So as long as I get a blood type, I should be fine. There we go. We don't need it yet, but we can just whittle these guys down. Okay, let's take your blood. That's gonna probably be the most ideal. 36 is not perfect, but it will be perfect enough for us. Cloth is much better than Opaz right now, so we'll just grab that. We'll grab what we can here. I think it's high time we just slip into the mines at this point. It's now time for us to collect what we can here. Okay. We will now quickly go and gather what material we can from these guys. Oh. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we're running into a situation where our inventory is a bit full at the moment. Right now, I'm more concerned about seeds, so we don't need the materials for Blood Rose right now. Copper comes before that. And the trippy shrooms, well... eating them makes interesting things happen, so might as well use them while we can.
There is no space in my inventory.
Yeah. Oh god. I've done it. I've done a mistake. Oh god. Crude miststone. Yeah, we don't need that. But yeah. You get a very wonky vision if you trippy shrooms like that. We don't need them, but it's fun to use them every now and again. To give wonky view. And technically, they expand your field of view if you are very particular about it. Let's drop the sculptured wood. But yeah, no, those trippy shrooms are fun to use anytime you get them. You don't need to use them, but they're fun. Alright. Take all. The only thing that we can't take is the fish. We don't need sawdust yet, but we can always take that fish. It's always a useful tool. And how much? Okay, we can get up to 750 copper before we're full, which is fine. That's better storage than what we normally get, which is 250 if we were playing a normal game. Slowly but surely healing, so that's good. There we go. Ah, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Let's, place the leather. That, and we take out the rat. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll take this hammer and replace it with, what we currently got. But this hammer, while it's technically weaker, actually gives us more ore. No, it actually deals more damage to ore, actually, so... So slightly more damage, 50% damage to minerals compared to that. So that is... I believe it's like 10 damage to materials, or minerals, rather. That's just more ore for us. Yeah, so 14s to 17s for damage against materials, which is pretty good. We're going to drop stone dust because we don't need stone dust just yet. There we go. Force thread, copper coins. At this point, we can drop the mallet, because we don't really need it for the upgrades that we're going to be going with, so... Technically, we can just ditch it and we should be fine. Yeah. We don't technically need the reinforced bone mace anymore. Not with what we got. But we do have the inventory boost now, so that's actually good. So, Abandoned Bag is a rare drop. If you get it, it's basically early inventory upgrade. Great if you're going into these mines, especially if you're running low on inventory. It's just hard not to consider grabbing. We'll leave the rest for now. We're more focused on getting air roll dealt with. So now, all we've got to do is just, deal with some of his worker union. And then we just gotta take him out. Okay. 27 blood isn't bad, but nothing that we really need. Alright, let's deal with Errol now.
Ore, you're going to have to get through me first.
Okay, back up a bit. Nice try. Right, I completely forgot. Yeah. He's got a menacing attack. Naturally. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can just use the counter here. That's pretty much it. Okay. Nice try.
Let's hear that crunch!
Okay, yep. Ow.
Let's hear that crunch!
Okay. Nice try. Hey, got it.
Think I broke something?
And with that, that is Errol the Stonebreaker dealt with. That is another foe crushed. With surprising
New
ease
knowledge
in a
acquired.
brutal difficulty. I'm kind of surprised I'm doing so well. Usually I expect myself to kind of lag behind because I'm always like worried, I guess. Then again, to be fair, I've been through worse. There's a number of foes that I've considered way worse in these situations, and honestly, yeah, I only have myself to blame for being concerned about them. But I digress. We can easily deal with them. It's not too much of an issue. Take all those. Yeah, no, we're getting actually enough course thread to get enough potential upgrade, even. That's good. Alright, there we go. Hey, we got a gilded chest. I believe that's going to get us an item, or at the very least a recipe. Depends how lucky you are. Depends on the luck, really. Alright, let's pop this puppy open. Okay, we get ourselves Malevolent Jaw, a few other materials. We can't really use this, so it's kind of pointless, but we can definitely use the recipe, so I guess what we'll do is we'll drop the rat, because the Ring of the Sorcerer comes to be more important. The gems, not so much, so we'll just leave those. We'll get the gems later anyways, so it's no big deal. But we get a Chaos Spell Point, we get a bigger chest, and a Brazier. Now we've got Grace in the armor. We've had a few trouble. We've had a bit of trouble with him a few times before, so that is always going to be an issue with when we're fighting him. But I think we'll manage to a degree. We're going to go with Chaos Volley because that's just a staple ability. But I think we're going to stick with the Frost Stun. Or the Frost Magic Stun, or rather, Area Effect, rather. And the Blood Magic Stun, I mean. Counter? Counter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if we go close enough to the area where the armor is, we can actually get a teleport back. So now would be the perfect time to take up on that, if only to make it easier to traverse the area. I suppose I could challenge the armorer, but I don't want to. Not yet. I don't think I'm ready to deal with him.
There's no space in my inventory.
Yeah, because right now I've, well, I do have the potential to take him out. I'm not confident I can take him out at the moment. Right now, it's more important for me to consolidate my power and upgrade my gear. So what we'll probably do is we'll set up the plants here, or set up the plants. We will just make sure we're ready for him. Shouldn't be too hard, all things considering. Like, we're trailblazing through most of these fights. And I do believe, yeah, it's on brutal difficulty, so we're certainly doing something right. Either that, or it's just muscle memory kicking in, and I'm getting used to how things are going. So the unfortunate bit is that we can't teleport to our base yet, so that is kind of a bummer. But that is perfectly fine. We needed the teleporter later on anyways, so it'll come in due time. We'll get the resources in due time. What we will do, however, is go about making some proper storage now, I'm thinking. Or at the very least, making expansions to our storage. Ignore that golem. We will be taking out those golems in the future, because they do house a ton of stone if we take them out. But they are not a heavily required thing to deal with. Alright. So first and foremost, let's go into storage here. We are going to need some planks. Thankfully, there should be plenty. So we'll quick store here. Okay. Alright, Alright, so we've got a large chest. This is gonna help with storage here. We'll take all here. Take all that. And what we do here is get the copper. Oh, we need copper ingots. Let's drop this. Now we can build what we're looking for. We don't need the wooden coffin yet, so we'll just decompose that. Set the large chest there. Move that there. Okay. Material storage, there we go. Oh, I didn't know that. You could use shift to collect a certain amount of items in. Alright, sort that. We will take out these. We will need to use the herbs at some point. We'll take out the book. We'll take out that there. We'll take this. We'll actually need that for upgrades. We'll move this. Move this here. That there. Let's get some Night Stalker gear in the form of gloves and boots. We'll take out 750 between the two of these. There we go. Stuff the rest in here. Sort. Alright. How is our leather looking? Well, obviously we got it here, so we can just quickly toss this in here. We'll quickly take these out of our inventory so that way we can start planting more herbs. So we'll put this here, that there. I believe we've got Frost Blossom there, so we want Fire Blossom there. Okay. Take those. Alright, we just need a method to recycle, and then we should be good. If only to recover what we've lost from making these tools. By a small margin. Okay, if we go into the research bench, we can learn this. And that will give us the Ring of the Sorcerer. The Ring of the Sorcerer can be made here. We need Greater Blood Essence, Crude Amethyst, and Gravedigger Ring. But if we were to learn this, we get some Spell Life Leech, which is a very useful tool. In order to get that, though, we're going to have to make some blood. Or at the very least, make some Greater Blood Essence, I should say. As for Blood Essence, we want to quickly take that out. Put that in there. There we go. That's going to get us some Greater Blood Essence in like a few minutes. Until then, we will just stuff the rest of the Blood Essence into here, which will give us 4 days worth of duration, which is perfectly fine for us. Now, for us to continue, we need to upgrade our castle hearts. We should have enough materials to make that happen. We just need leather and the other material. Thankfully, we can just split this up, take that, put that in there. There we go. That's the leather components resolved, and now we just take the copper requirements. And that should be barely enough if we go into here. There we go. Perfect. Alright, Castle Art Tier 2. We've now got twice the amount of storage, and we've got foundations and walls. Complete a castle room by laying down floors and constructing stone castle walls around it to generate a roof. Okay. So now we're getting into the building aspect of things. Or we're getting into the bigger buildings. Okay, let's start breaking this down. Alright. Castle, we want foundation for castle flooring. I'm gonna go with ebonite floor this time around. I could go with the ancient symphony pattern like I've usually been doing, but I kind of want to go for something more gritty. So now we need to make brick, which is gonna require production, I believe. We want refinement, specifically. And I think we need a grinder? I think we need a grinder, so that's going to require whetstone. So that's going to be a chore. So in order to get that, we need whetstone, and to make whetstone, we either need to make it here, which we can't just yet, which is kind of unfortunate, or we can, you know, grab it from somewhere. The easiest way to grab it is probably going through the bandit armory. So we want to go through the bandit armory just to grab whetstones, so that'll be our focus. And in order to do that, we're just going to have to dip. Now, I don't think I'd be able to take out the armorer dude, but if we were able to take him out, that would probably be the best way to go about it. Although, we could potentially push ourselves over the edge if we were to get ourselves the ring. That's going to require greater blood essence, which I do think we're actually going to be making in just a tiny bit here. Yeah, we just made it. There we go. Now, if we can get ourselves 4 crude amethyst and the gravedigger ring, that would be perfect. The only issue is that we can't make the gravedigger ring, I don't think. Okay, so we won't be able to make that plan work out as we had hoped. Or at least I don't think we can. I'll have to think of a better solution somehow. But for now, we won't be able to do that. Let's see. I guess the best course of action would be to, yeah, just go over here and get what we need. We can't exactly trade with the traders just yet, unfortunately. Because we currently only have our vampire form. Although, I believe we could trade with them. I think they're actually fine with us being vampires. As long as we bring in coin, we're basically good. Stone Golem, dangerous foe. We don't really want to challenge him just yet. And yeah, all we gotta do is just go all the way over. Past the corpse pile. Would be a good foe to target in due time, most likely. We'll go over here, past the log here. There we go. And off we go. We will teleport back over to the armor and get what we need. So, in order for us to get what we need, we don't fight the armorer. That is going to be a given. Actually, I do want to fight this plant, though. Nice try. There we go. By taking them out, there is a chance that we get some blood rose or many other plants that we need. So taking them out every now and again is always a well, it's always a good idea. I will take these guys out just to go through their chests. I don't think it will get us what we need, but the supplies are always nice. Taking out bandits in all courses. Oh, we've picked up silver. We do not want to pick that up right now. As much as I want to hold on to silver, it's not beneficial for us right now. Just leaving it alone is saving us a whole lot of trouble. Okay, we are going to heal up just a brief bit. The nighttime will make it way easier to harvest what we need. But for now, just dealing with the enemy is perfectly fine. Kill you guys. Okay, with that though, we can now heal up. Get some healing in. We can make a bone crossbow if we want, but there's no need. We can make a traveler's wrap in our inventory actually, so that's cool. There's also the dueling banner. Interesting. Let's aim for the cloth though. I think that's what we need most, comparatively to anything. There's also armor, which will basically just make us a tank to distract foes, but we don't need that. We need whetstones above all else, so we're just going to prioritize getting that. And because it's reaching nighttime, we should be fine. We are level 27, though, to be fair. Do I think I can handle it? I don't think I can, but I'm willing to try. No. I remember the last time I tried it. It's better if I prepare myself before I start jumping the gun. Oh, I accidentally clicked. Wish I had known he was a high tier blood. Come on. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome. Alright. Let's just quickly take these guys out. Pretty simple stuff. There we go. Nice. Getting into the rhythm. And that is the enemies there. Alright. For the most part, we've cleared out the lower section. We need 4 whetstone before we can go, which is a bit unfortunate because we haven't reached that quota yet. However, I'm sure we can make it work. Alright. Let me see, is that... Yeah, that is. Okay. So, I guess the best thing we can do is go up these stairs and just... Well, not stairs, this slope. And try and get, the last bit of, last bit we can get. we got the whetstone. Perfect. Now that we've got 4 whetstone, I believe we can... Yeah, we can make the grinder, which will allow us to make the stone bricks that we need in order to make more. Oh, that is a 88 blood. We'll just take that blood. That is going to be very good for us. And honestly, with an 88% blood, that's hard not to assume that it might be enough to take that guy out. That's actually really lucky. Do I really want to take him out, though? Or try to? Because I've had mixed feelings with that guy. It's always been like a rough patch with him. I can make it work. It's just, we're probably gonna die quite a bit if I try. Especially on brutal difficulty. Because, yeah, no, we're probably gonna perish if we try. I could, to be fair. I really could. It's tempting, I'm not gonna lie. Well, it is nighttime, the conditions are perfect, so... If I were to challenge him anytime, now would be the time, so... Fuck it, let's do it.
I'm going to crush you! Then it's back to work. I've got the tool for the job!
Alright. Use this to prevent myself from taking damage. Alright, so I need to be very careful with his Okay. Yep, there we go.
Can't stop me!
Okay. Alright.
Hammer you out!
Okay.
Hammer you out! I've got the tool for the job!
Okay.
Ah!
Break these.
Hammer you out! You can't stop me!
Ow.
Hammer you out!
Okay.
It's not
I kind of predicted that was going to be the case, so it's fine. Yeah. Okay, we're not ready for Grayson, as planned. So what we'll do is we'll quickly gather our things and skedaddle. I don't want to fight him if I can help it right now. As predicted, that was how it was going to go. Like, I knew it was going to happen like that, but I still wanted to try. Alright. Well, it's very clear that we're not ready for him. The best course of action that we can take is grabbing our whetstones and using that chance to actually get some castle walls and upgrading our gear. Because I do believe the next course of action that we should take is getting a upgraded bone ring. If we can do that, that will be the pushing point that we need in order to deal
I'm
with them.
going to crush you. Then it's back to work.
Yeah. Can you not? I'm trying to get my stuff.
I've got the tool for the job.
There we go. Well, there you go. Off we go. We're getting out of here. Sorry, Bandit, I'm not dealing with you. Alright, let's go over to our warp. Let's get back home, or at the very least, as close as we can. because we are going to need to at least use the castle waygate, which is going to be vital for traversing to and fro with ease. We do have 6 whetstones. That's better than having none at all, so that's good. Actually, do we have enough coins? I don't think... Well, let's see what we can actually buy here, because I know for a fact that we can actually go over to these traders here and trade. I'm not sure if they're cool with us, though, is the thing. It's been a while, but I assume they're fine with us. Yeah, no, we can trade with them. As for what we want to grab, let's see. We want whetstones, so we'll buy 2. That will cover the requirement that we need for 2 grinders. That is the reason I decided to go and buy them. It's not the most efficient purchase with our cash, but we kind of need the we kind of need the grinders in order to keep going. Thankfully we didn't perish because of the poison, but goodness, we were close. Ow. Okay. Okay. Get some healing. And I'm probably gonna perish. No, thankfully the poison cut off before it reached a critical point. Okay, good. We have officially ran out of healing though, so that is a bummer. But that's perfectly fine. With what we've done now, we should be able to get the teleporter, which is exactly what we need. And yeah, should be good to go. Alright, creature, pretty simple stuff. Okay, from here, we just march our way across. It'll take us a bit of time, but nothing too problematic. But yeah, no, we're gonna need to get ourselves that bone ring, if we can. Hello, Stone Golem. Okay. Yeah, we just need to build now. Shouldn't be too hard. The only thing we need to do to get the upgrade, though, is to just make a 2x2 room, basically. Or even a 1x1, I think. Should be fine. I don't exactly want to do that, but it would be the simplest way of dealing with what we need. In order to make the grinder, we need copper and planks. Thankfully, we do have planks and copper in abundance. Not just there, but thanks to this sawmill, the furnace. And we've also got the tannery working overtime to get us stuff. So now, all we do is we make 2 grinders here. There we go. Now we just need a whole bunch of stone in order to make the rest. Thankfully, we've been collecting stone, so we do have a plethora of it on standby for this such occasion. It's going to take 12 stone for 1 brick, which is a bit tedious, but considering that's the best we can do right now without, you know, flooring and walls, we're just going to have to make do. We can actually make the traveler's cloth as well, I think. That would probably help us a little bit. So we'll just get some cloth here, and we'll make that. That is just a good gear item. It'll give us some HP, and it'll give us some extra sun resist, which is always going to be useful against the enemies at the sun. So now with that, that's going to give us a bit of a boost here. Alright. That is currently plenty. We'll set up more of our herbs. Oh, hello. Boar swine, huh?
Come get a taste of these maggots.
I think we can take out boar swine. But we need healing first before we can jump that guy. Okay, so before we take out boar swine then, we'll have to get some material. We'll take the ore because we can actually start cooking that. May as well, right? And all we really need to do is just set up a 1x1 area. So with that, what we can do is set up a... We need some stone to set up some foundation. Or we can actually use the stone brick here. We're going to use ebonite here. Right? We just need to get the ebonite there. And then we need the walls. So we need 10 stone brick and 6 planks for each. Which is a absurd amount, but not too absurd. With the amount of stone that we're going to be grinding away, that shouldn't be too impossible. Yeah, we've already made like one wall. So with that, we're going to start taking out these seeds here. Okay, we're going to make a castle entrance here. And garden-wise, production, growing pots. Stick to the whole garden thing. Okay. Do we have anything else that we need to deposit into the plots? Not really. Let's actually grab this, and let's actually make some vermin salve. We're going to need some bone. Do we have bone in here? Yes, we do. Perfect. So we will just use that. That's 3 vermin salve. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Okay. So that is the vermin salve sorted. We can now go into the blood reserve here. Put those in. In fact, we can take the rats out, because we can actually use those rats. There we go. Now, all I gotta do is just make another wall here. We'll make another castle entrance, essentially. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a... I guess we can use castle windows instead. And then we'll have a 1x1 room with a roof, essentially. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, but it will get the job done, is the big thing here. Of course, there's also the back wall here, but we worry about that later. We do not have the resources to handle it. I could use some stone, though, so what I will do is I will quickly go over and get some stone. Mainly to replace that 2 stone that I used for the flooring there with something a bit more cheap, if anything. Here we go. That's going to give us 4 bricks to work with. That's 7, and that is 10. Okay, that's another wall. We'll go with the window wall this time. Then we'll have another window wall on the other side, and then that will be an enclosed room. It doesn't mean that we need floors for it, but it's still a room in the most unique sense of the word. Okay. Other than that, I guess until we reach that point, we can go about and collect some resources. I guess we could also upgrade some of our tools now at this point. We're not in a rush to not get those, so let's see. Copper Mace is slightly more damage, but less damage to minerals. Considering we're not using the mace for damage, we shouldn't need to worry about that. The Copper Crossbow could be really good for us at this point in time. At the very least, for dealing with the enemy. It's not perfect, but it will get the job done. But for now, let's just grab this. We've already got the copper planks, so we'll grab the sword and axe. We'll also grab the crossbow. We'll keep the others on standby for now. Okay, we will grab that. And while that's going, we've now got the materials necessary to build the final aspect of it, so we just need planks. Grab those. And we build the window wall. And there we go.
An achievement, to be sure.
Now we just need to construct and interact with the waygates, which is yet another thing. We go to the teleporters. We need gem dust, stone brick, and grave dust. Grave dust is arguably going to be the most difficult to deal with. But there is a way that we can actually access it, and it's by going over here, which is the most convenient area to get it. Okay, there we go. Got some bones. Sun is rising, but thankfully because of this zone here, it's actually a very, in particular, this zone is, it resists some night. So being able to avoid, darkness here is actually really easy. Of course, the area here is also, equally as dangerous. Because there is a certain rat-like fellow that likes to reside here. But if we do take out the enemies here, we do get grave dust, which is really good for us. This guy's gonna get up again. Alright, there we go. Now, will I get enough material for this area? Probably not. But we will still try all the same. The sword will just be a good way to clear out the fibers and get us, materials. Rats are always going to be a useful tool, so, well, at least for the early game. Okay, grab that. Morning lilies will become more relevant later for upgrades, but for now they're not really as necessary. Okay. There we go. Deal with them. Okay, I didn't get much of what I was hoping for. There is other places that hold more. This is just the most convenient for us, really. I would figure there would have been more, but I guess not. Yeah, no, this has grade dust in it, but not by much. Although we did manage to get 4, to be fair. We got 4. That's better than nothing. And considering how close we are, that's really good for us. It's like grabbing change under the couch, put simply. I guess is the best analogy. A weird one, but a true one. But it's actually enough. We just need to get the other stuff. So in order for us to get the gem dust, we will need to take out some other areas. So what we'll do is we will move this over here, get that over there, move this here. And that is our gear setup for now. We've already got bone ring. Let's make 5 more vermin salves. That's going to get us the healing that we need for the majority of the area there. Are we able to... No, we can't make the Gravedigger ring. I believe we need to take out a specific type of V-blood. Yes, we need to take out gore swine. I would argue gore swine is easier to take out compared to Grayson. So we're going to target him instead. So we'll have him be the target next compared to the Bandit Armory. And once we take him out and get the ring upgrade, then we'll be perfectly fine. So for now, what we need to do is get the gem dust material in order to make the waygate. This will make it traveling way easier on us. I just need to find the right mineral node. And I guess the best way to do that... Honestly, I think it might be better if I take this guy out. Alright, yeah, no, I can take this guy out. There we go. Easy peasy. And we get a whole bunch of stone and some gems because of it. Oh, right. Now I think about it. The grinder can actually grind up gems in order to get us the materials that we need. I could do that. I could. But it would be way easier for us to take out these stone pillars and get the dust here. And it would be arguably cheaper. I suppose technically it's not as good, but... I'm willing to give it a shot. Okay, as for where we go next, we just need to locate those various nodes. And just... Oh, there's enough. There is... There should be plenty around, it's just a matter of finding them. Ah, corpse pile, not fun. Loft, there we go. Nearly. Alright. Let's see, we've got that. Good. Alright. Let's just move our head all the way over here. Nothing so far. God, I'm getting really unlucky with those gem deposits like I had planned to get. I should be able to find one or a few eventually. It's just going to take time. Okay. Look over here. No, but there is still plenty of blood rose. And getting a fine supply of blood rose is never a bad thing. Okay. Well, we haven't found what we're looking for yet. We are finding blood rose, which is just as important. We haven't got the recipe for blood rose, but it will still become relevant when we get it. And it's certainly something I want to benefit from, so... The more we get, the better. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm finding nothing here. So, but what we do is we just back out here. Ignore the forest dweller. Found another bandit camp. And another. Here we go. Alright. Okay, so... Preventing sunlight is just going from behind here. Okay, we're only getting 2 gem dust with each strike. That's not as good as I'd hoped. We do need amethyst, though, in order to make that new ring. And that will be a godsend for us when we do manage to get it. I'll just break these 2 first. Here we go. I don't see any deposits. There is a big one here, but that's kind of useless to us right now. We'll leave that be. Don't see anything important here, so leave that be. Hop down here, maybe? Here we go. Here's another one. Hey, another one. Perfect. We're finding what we need now. Slowly but surely. Okay, we've gotten some amethyst now. That's good. Not perfect, but it will get the job done. Alright. Okay, that's still not enough. We have dust, but still. As long as we're taking these, we can actually get enough crude amethyst that we'll be fine. It's progressive, more than anything. Oh, hello. There we go, got him.
I must make room if I want to carry that.
Oh, we've got plenty of herbs. You know what? I think it's time we ditch those. As much as I want to keep them, like, there's no real point in doing so. I'm better off just ditching them now and clearing out our inventory a little bit. Because at this point, they're kind of just holding us back a little bit. Oh, we've actually got a bit of a area here that we can actually go to, so we'll just slip on over to this portal here. It's at this point that I think we just want to grind down whatever we want. Oh. Hello. Hey.
My blood reserves run low.
Ow. There we go. Just dealt with you now. Grab those. Blood reserves are running low, so I will need to grab a new blood type now. Sooner the better. I guess I'll take one of the blood types over here. No need to sugarcoat what we're about to do. Alright, take this blood type. We don't necessarily need to worry about what we're getting for blood. There we go. And from there, we can just go all the way over to this portal over here. And we can warp back and be good to go. We don't necessarily have everything that we need, but we've got everything that we like. What do you think? Once we get the teleporter, we'll be good. That's all that really matters right now. Getting the teleporter set up. Once the teleporter's set up, we can then deal with the rat man. himself. We'll go from there. And hey, if we do happen across these stones here, I'm not going to complain. We need enough amethyst anyways, so... We need 4 amethyst, I believe, in order to make the ring that we're looking for, in order to help us tip the scales in our favor. So as long as we push for that, we should be fine. Right. Hey, we got another one. Now it's just a matter of luck. Did we get the amethyst, or no? Nope, not yet. We've managed to actually get more sapphire than we've had everything else. Kind of a bummer, but, I mean, amethyst is still useful, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, how's our castle heart? We're doing really well. We've got 6 days worth of, material to go through before it, expires. Okay, materials, let's deposit all of it. Our grinders are no longer functional, but we do have some stone now. Not a lot, but it's still something. We are going to grind down 2 crude sapphire and 2 amethyst, or rubies. That should cover the majority of what we're looking for. And sort those. There we go. Yeah, we still need 1 more amethyst if we're gonna make this ring. But once we get the Gravedigger ring, we basically have everything aside from, required material. Grab this, there we go. Now we've got the gem dust, we've got stone brick, we just need the blood essence. So if we just take the blood essence here, and we take the stone brick, just set it down there. No need to make it fancy. Put the brick. Alright, now the plants. There we go. That should do it. Actually, hold on. Is there any hearts in here that we need to remove? Not really. We'll take those because we can use those water skins later. We'll put the bones in this machine here. Put the hearts over into the blood press as planned. Grab the blood. Stow the rest for later. Construct and interact. We now interact with it. We've now got a stone coffin. Now we need to bind to a stone coffin. So if we go into our Ancient Symphony. Alright, stone coffin. We can get the Ancient Symphony coffin, so we'll get stone brick, grave dust, and crude amethyst. Great. So we have to use amethyst again. So let's just take out Goreswine, I think. I think that's literally going to be our saving grace here. Take out Goreswine, then we can move on with what we need to do next. Okay. These are full of material. Alright, let's go deal with Goreswine. He is far away, is the unfortunate part, but we should be able to take him out if we play our cards right. Hello, Alpha. I do not want to take you out. But you know what? We're gonna have to. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so I'm pretty used to the crossbow. It's just play defensively. That's really all it is. But then again, this whole game is
Taste of knowledge.
very much kitey, so as long as you play your cards right, you'll live through most situations. I imagine if you do it right, you could probably take out, like, any boss. You just need the right amount of damage more than anything. That said, now we just need to take out, what's his face? Now, it's gonna be a chore, no matter what we do. He is nearby, though, so he is gonna be difficult, putting it lightly. Okay. We go across here. We are in a bandit camp. We want to avoid that, though. He is nearby, and he's probably across there. We can take advantage of the situation. We'll probably be able to take him out. We're close. But we're not imminent just yet. We've got a wolf den. But that's not going to lead us over to him. Yeah, we need to go up and around. Annoying, but how it goes. Okay, Alpha. If we can actually lure him over to Alpha the wolf, that'd be perfect. Or just literally lure anything to him. Okay, so he's very close, apparently. He's up there somewhere. Now, if I were to go into the Desecrated Sanctuary, that would be ideal. For now, though, I think I need to get a waypoint. Just so I can actually, don't have to wander around too much. That would probably be the smartest move for me. So if I could find a waypoint somewhere around here, that'd probably be ideal. Now, the closest waypoint I can go for is probably down here. So all we do is just go down here. There we go. And we've basically discovered it, so we can teleport it to it whenever we want. This will basically just give us an easy way to go to the area without having to worry too much. Now, does it mean we will be able to fight him? I have no idea. We'll just have to pray that it's enough. If we can, a fourth area would be perfect for this occasion. I'm not expecting much. The hunt really just comes down to whether we're lucky with how we're placed and whatnot. The crossbow is certainly going to help, but it's not going to help everything. But it looks like Gorswine is currently holed up in his little abode. So if we can take him out here, this is going to be a good thing for overall. Or good thing overall, I should say. So he's currently just residing here. Not ideal. We do need bone meal anyways, so I suppose this is like a, it's not that bad. But yeah, gore swine's there, so... Here we go. Alright, what is he doing? He's just residing there. Okay, grab those. Grab the cereal here. Morning lilies are always welcome. Of course, though, we're gonna need more graves. There we go. Alright, that's Gore Swine. He's basically surrounded himself, is the issue. I cannot unlock Ward of the Damned currently. We will be using Ward of the Damned against that enemy, though, if only for the distraction purpose. There we go. Oh, hello.
Die for me!
Ow. Okay. Heal up. Okay, we're going to be playing very defensive here. Alright. Ow. Okay, heal up.
Suffer for us!
Alright. Okay. Okay, heal up.
Suffer for us! Suffer!
Okay, there we go.
Drink it in! The chaos! Suffer for us!
Okay. Alright, slowly but surely.
Drink
Alright.
the chaos! Suffer
go. Ah. As you can see,
Just like
with the right
New knowledge
mindset,
acquired.
you can take out most enemies. But taking him out first is probably going to be the most ideal for us. If only for the fact that, well, not only because of collateral, but we will be able to upgrade a ring in order to compensate for the lack of ability that we can against what's his face. Is it the most ideal outcome? Not really, but it gets the job done. But, I mean, that's part of this game. Like, you have to plan out your attacks, and I find it easier to take out Rot Swine here, or whatever his guy's name's called. It's way easier to take this guy out compared to the Armorer at this stage. Because at the very least, with this guy, you can actually get an upgrade on top of everything. Guys, and yeah. But yeah, no, it's way easier to deal with the Necromancer here earlier on, if only to get yourself strong enough to fight whatever else comes your way. Not only that, but you get some decent materials because of it. And because of it, we've actually gotten the Unholy Spell Point, the Tomb, Graveyard Decor, we got the Gravedigger Ring, which is going to be the biggest boost, and we can now make Grave Dust, which is pretty good. Now we can deal with Grayson. But, of course, we want to get our hands on the Ward of the Damned. That is probably going to be the most important tool in our arsenal. So we're just going to rock that. We're going to equip that onto it, because we already had it, so... Melee attackers take 40% damage when striking the barrier. So that's an additional boost to the defense. This does mean that we will lose out on the blood barrier, but the Ward of the Damned is arguably much stronger. So, it's just a boon. Sadly, we can't just teleport right here where we're standing, so that's a bummer. That said, we can teleport if we use the gate. So, there is a reward for our troubles. I'll take the blood of a warrior here. That's probably the better of the two currently. Yeah, so as long as I'm playing it smart, it should be fine. Now, of course, it would be even better if I could heal with better healing, but that is unlikely for us to obtain right now, I think. Okay. There we go. Grab all that. And with that, now we can just go back to base. And I think we will try to take out the hill first. Make sure we take out each of these stones as we can. The amethyst is going to be very vital for us, after all. In fact, I want to get amethyst and get that ring first before I fight that boss, so... Armor is going to be second to our list. But we'll see what we find, really. It comes down to that. If we find what we need, then we're basically golden. Okay, let's here. Alright, let's warp over to home base, and let's start organizing our stuff and getting ready. Well, get the ring, at the very least. That is the most important right now. So, we need grave dust. We currently don't have enough, currently. But there is an easy way to get more. I will put that fish there for now. For this, we've got the bones necessary for what we're about to do, so just toss the bones in here. That's going to get us the bone dust that we need. We just need the gems necessary for it. We can't equip this jewel because we don't have the required material. And we can't exactly recycle it either, so that's kind of pointless. Okay. I guess for now, the best course of action for us would be to, while we let that grind away to get the bone ring that we need, we'll look for more gems. The best course of action would be look for those jeweled areas. Okay, where? No luck so far. Ah, there we go. That's one. Now we just gotta hope there's amethyst, because if we do get the amethyst, then we're basically golden. And we managed to get the amethyst. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Now we can just backtrack over to home base. We won't be able to make our stone coffin just yet, because amethyst is required for it. But to be fair, I'm not too hard-pressed on that, because you can get progression out of order, I believe. So it's not that huge deal. So all we do is we just get the material to make the amulet in question, and then we should be good. Okay, let's get the amethyst. Perfect. We just need the greater blood essence, and we need Morning Lily. We've got the Morning Lily, we need the greater blood essence. Now we just need the bone. Thankfully we've got plenty. So now, make the grave digger ring, and once that is made, we can then make the Ring of the Sorcerer, which will give us plenty more spell power to work with, compared to the Bloodbone ring. And that should push us slightly enough over the edge that we will have a gear advantage, and then we can take out the boss. That's going to take 30 seconds. That's to be expected, though. Do we have enough materials? Let's actually take these out, because we don't need those any longer. We'll just ditch these. I'll just quickly repair our gear. And once the ring is done, we can get going. Which is now... Drop that. Drop this. Go. Alright. We will deposit some things in here. Mainly just the herbs. Actually, I should probably take this out, and I will make some bone salves. Okay. Or vermin salves, rather. Alright, put the rest of the bone away. We'll put the leather in here, the coarse thread, and I guess the grave dust. We'll take out the carpet roll, because that's less important, and we'll put into plant fiber, because that's always going to be vital. Split these up. Put these into tannery. And with that, we've now got gear level 31. We are basically ready to go. Now we've just got to hope that we have enough time and ability to actually face off against, what's-his-face? The Grace in the Armor. Now, with this strategy, I'm going to have to rely heavily on Rain of Bolts and Ward of the Damned. So I'm going to have to play this very defensive. Okay. I'll make an effort to quickly rush through here. I'll also grab the... yeah, I'll grab what I can here. If there's chests, I'll grab it. Otherwise... Nice. And hey, we managed to get Warlock boots. Cool. To that end, I think I actually need research on better gear anyways, so... There we go. Alright, so with our relative skill setup, I'm not sure if we're going to be ready for this, but, I mean, we were never going to be ready to begin with. The best I can do now is just hope and pray. I could make this easier if I were to wear specialized armor.
Intruders in the camp!
Alright. Just avoid the enemy by using as much of this as possible.
You can't stop me!
Okay, 1 second.
Hammer you out!
I will not be able to answer. 1 second.
I've got the tool for the
Oh,
job!
what a time. Okay, let's do this. Quickly break all these traps here. And off we go. Oh,
Hammer you out!
okay. Yeah, no, this is not a good time.
Hammer you out! Hammer
Okay.
you out! You can't stop me! Hammer you out!
Okay.
I've got the tool for the job!
Alright. Slowly moving these down.
Hammer you out! Hammer you out!
Alright. Slowly slowly but surely.
Hammer you out!
Alright.
Hammer!
There we go, got him. There we
I
go.
was...
The lock in there, but I will, well, let me drink the blood and I'll, be right back in a moment, so... Grab
I
that.
feel stronger.
Alright. Quickly grab everything here. And let us flip over to some, a safe area, relatively. These trees should be fine enough. And I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, I am back. But as expected, life stuff comes in the way. That's just how it is. Although, we did manage to make some significant progress. As I had predicted, taking down the armor was possible for today. I wasn't expecting, I have to reset everything. But to be fair, for new content, I'm willing to do that much, so... yeah. We managed to defeat Grace in the armor. Pretty simple stuff. We should be able to get back to where we were in like a few streams, like, if we do it fast enough, but... I don't know. We'll see how things go. Either which way, we did manage to get an illusion tree spell, so that's cool. I'm not sure what we'll get this time. I might have to go with the Spectral Wolf because of how useful it is, but I think we can go with anything, really. But I digress. I'm going to wrap it up here. We've managed to make some significant progress starting out again. I guess we'll just have to say that we had to remake everything, but I digress. It's no big deal. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I will see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.